It's garage sale season. I went to a garage sale that had some comic books, and I was able to find a key that is a very timely one. I picked up some other books. Let's take a look at what I grabbed up on this episode from Bronzeville Comics. Good morning, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. And before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Look in the description of this video. It has my eBay store, my email, my whatnot, my Instagram, all that fun stuff. There was a local yard sale. I had a couple of them kind of circled, and I went to one, and they had a few comic books. So most of what they had was either sets. They had like a whole bunch of later Walking Dead, like well into the hundreds, no real keys. But they had the whole set for like $125 or something. And a couple of other things like that. But they did have some individual issues. And each of the individual, I picked up 3 of them for $5 each. I picked up Iron Man number 120, this classic Bob Layton cover. This is the first appearance of Justin Hammer. Is he coming in the Armor Wars project back again? Sam Rockwell played him in Iron Man 2. But I think the Layton cover makes this. I also picked up this Neil Adams cover of Lois Lane number 84. And then I picked up Incredible Hulk 250. This is the first cameo appearance of several characters, the Collective Man, and also Sabra, who is going to be in the Captain America Brave New World. I always have to think about which the title is, because it used to be New World Order, now it's Brave New World movie. And I think there might be another first appearance in here, because this is kind of after this, the Hulk goes kind of globe-trotting. He just bouncing all over the world to different countries, and so he ends up in China and Israel and so on and so forth. Then they had a set. Now, this is a little bit lower grade. 6 books they had for $10. And I'm like, okay. So we had, it was all Weird War Tales. This issue number 64, this is very low grade. It's probably like a 2. The cover is at least partially detached, and it's very wrinkled. This is the first Frank Miller artwork in DC Comics. Then the rest of these are kind of in the 4 to 5 range. There's a lot of foxing on these. Weird War Tales 89. Nazi Gorillas. Gotta love that one. Number 90, a Nazi coffin. Number 91. And then I picked up this, issue number 93, first appearance of the Creature Commandos. So that series is coming out in just 2 months now. It's due to drop on Max in October. It's going to be an animated series. It's going to be the first project from James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DCU. And so that is pretty cool. I did find out some weird piece of information. So, kind of a humorous story. I went to see the Joker movie with a friend of mine, and I enjoyed it. I thought it's not for all tastes, but I thought the performances were excellent, and if you just allow yourself to go with the flow, there's moments of, it's somewhat jarring at times, but I think that's true to the characters. And Joaquin Phoenix's performance was incredible. Lady Gaga was great. There was one other fantastic performance in one scene. that I won't give away. But we were driving. We went out to dinner, my buddy and I, and we were leaving the restaurant parking lot. And he's driving, and his wife had let the car radio set. And we hear that the on the car radio goes, "This is the John Tesh Radio Network," and we both screamed. And I was trying to like get out of the car because it's John Tesh. But fun fact: so John Tesh's wife, Connie Selica, who older viewers of the channel, which is most of you, may remember from either The Greatest American Hero as a love interest. She was also a regular on the TV show Hotel with James Brolin, Thanos' dad. That she's married to, but she is an alumni of the school that I teach at. And then I was telling this story to my wife. She goes, "Well, who else went to that high school?" Turns out that the CEO, and I'm not necessarily proud of this, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, is an alumni. So anyway, we have Weird War Tales. I digress. The first appearance of Creature Commandos. I don't have a copy of this. I think to have one on the PC, I want one that's in a little bit nicer shape. So I will wait for one. And I think now's the time to move this. I'm going to read this though before I do. And then we have Weird War Tales 94 just kind of wrapping out. So I paid essentially $1.67 for the first Creature Commandos. I went to another yard sale, and the guy had a couple boxes of comics, but he had an entire garage full of comics. He's a comic collector. We exchanged information and chatted for a while, about going to New York Comic Con and all that sort of stuff. So just no comics, but, made a new friend and had a good conversation. Then I went to Streetside Anthony's, and he had some books. He had some freebies for me. He had some newsstand editions of NFL Super Pro, kind of a running joke about I had picked up issue number 1 of this. If you haven't read this and you don't want to, Comic Tropes did a hilarious video about issue number 1 of this series. And then since I collect 1972, he gave me this because somebody had put 1972 on the bag for this Marvel Tales. The 1972 Marvels have these picture frames, and that makes me think: should I start trying to collect all the Marvel comics from 1972? I have all the keys, so that's the tough part is past me. But Marvel was just throwing titles out. And 1972 was actually the year that Marvel sales surpassed DC sales. And I think there are 2 reasons for that. Because Marvel was inundating the newsstands with titles. They were resurrecting old titles. They had reprint titles. That's why the X-Men wasn't canceled. They went to reprints because they just wanted another title out there on the shelves. And also, the DC had gone to from 15 cents to 25 cents in mid-71. Marvel did that there is a book here that I picked up that is the month they did that. They did that in November of 71, but then in December of 71, they reverted from 25 cents. They went from 15 to 25 and then back to 20. DC didn't go back to 20 until July of 1972. So I think that discrepancy in price, a kid could pick up 5 Marvel comics, but only 4 DC comics for, if their allowance was $1. Anyway, that's what we have. So I picked up a couple dollar bid books. Justice League number 5. This is the classic Batman punching Guy Gardner in the face issue. I didn't have this. I didn't collect this title at the time, and I picked up a bunch of these, I think, at Baltimore, but I didn't have number 1. Batgirl. This is the Cassandra Cain Batgirl. I didn't have this issue of Super Team Family, so I picked up this Super Team Family number 6. I'm pretty close to the entire run. This was a book that just did random reprints, and it looks like this is the composite Superman story. I think it's World's Finest 140, and then it looks like a Marvel family story from the Golden Age. And I think it's the Golden Age because, at least in the cover, Mary has short hair. And then I picked up some Daredevil books. Actually, these first 2 I just also got in a collection. These are in really nice shape. This is Daredevil number 80. This is a 15 center, right? So this is September 1971, still 15 cents. And then 81, the next issue, is 25 cents from November of 1971. And this is when Black Widow starts in the title. Great. I think this, I don't know if that's a Gil Kane cover or not, but this is a really sharp copy. It's like an 8.5. And then they also had a Daredevil 33. Nice 12 center. Warlord 1. I didn't have a copy of this. I'm not going to collect. I never say never. But I'm not going to collect Warlord. But figure in issue number 1. Then I picked up first issue special number 5. I pick this up whenever I see this. This could be my PC copy. This is a really nice copy. It's like an 8085. It's pretty clean. It does have some spine ticks and such. But this is from Jack Kirby. This is right before he went back to Marvel after they kind of had taken him off. Certainly the First World, and then I think Demon had run its course. I don't even know if he was doing Commandy anymore at this point, but he did this. And it's one of these, like, OMAC number 1. Like, what the heck? Why is there a severed head talking about the Manhunter? You know, it's like hung up by his hair. So, yeah, this is right before he went back to Marvel and did Eternals and Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur and all that sort of stuff. So that is a book from 1976. I guess he got a collection that was around 75, 76. This is from 75, I should say. Then, this is a first print, and I needed a first print. I just need one more issue to complete the run, and this is minty. Lone Wolf and Cub number 1. From First Comics, 1987. These are reprints of the Japanese manga. If you're not familiar with the book, this is a really great read. Pretty sure they're trade paperbacks. And there were 6 movies done in the early 1970s in Japan, which are really good. I mean, they're visually stunning. Excellent movies. So, usually at Streetside Anthony, I either pick up, there's like 3 reasons I pick up books. You see a lot of saves. There are a few sells in there, especially if it's something related to a Whatnot sale I'm going to do. So I have a lot of Daredevil. No Frank Miller in the collection I just got, but like a lot of Bronze Daredevil, and then like the Miller Mazzucchelli run and on. And they actually pulled like 5 books from the 200s in Daredevil to go into my slab pile, clean and press, and send it in. In a 9.8 pre-screen, you have like the first Typhoid Mary and the first Blackheart, the beginning of the Born Again storyline, which actually in the collection is a newsstand. So I have I went through a long box of that collection I picked up in June. If you've seen the videos recently, I just went through long box after long box. Just from the one long box, I pulled 19 books to grade because of 9.8 potential. And most of the stuff from the 80s is pretty minty. So then I picked up 2 books that are going to go into that slab pile. A really minty copy of Spider-Man 2099. And a really nice copy, maybe the bottom corner. I have to maybe see if we work on that a bit, of New X-Men 128, First Phantom X. So that was my haul for Saturday. Let me know what you think about the books in the comments below. Again, the good number of PC books, but the big win for the day was the Creature Commandos. Again, I'm going to read that before I sell it, because for my PC, I kind of want, a higher grade copy. I have really almost every DC key from 1972 up. There are maybe a couple that I'm missing, and that kind of has been one of them. But I do want a nicer grade copy in my collection. It doesn't have to be a 9.8 necessarily, but, something in the 9s, even if I don't get it graded. So it was one of the titles I did not collect. I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.